All righty.
All right.
Take it away, Mario.
Hey, well, hello. I'm Mario Tapia, Director of Product Marketing at Postman. And we have Ken.
Howdy. My name's Ken Lane. I'm Chief Evangelist here at Postman.
All right. And today's live stream is about our $100,000 Postman API hack. Today, we're going to cover all you need to know about joining, what we're looking for in the hacks, and how to get started.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of whet your appetite with some examples and some inspiration about what you possibly can build.
So let's get started, and let's go to my screen here, and we can show. We'll walk through the DevPost site, so we can go through all the requirements. All right. So just a couple of notes here: how to find us and log in. If you're familiar with Postman, you can go to the postman.com website, check out our Postman Galaxy that's happening, by the way, in early February. You go to register now, and you'll find our hackathon is here. And you can find a couple of details here, and then when you click on join the hack, it'll take you over to the DevPost site, and then from here we'll walk through a little bit about the overview, the eligibility, kind of more the details. And then I'll hand over to Ken, and Ken can walk us through some of the inspirations and examples of cool stuff that the DevRel team at Postman's built in-house, and also some third-party folks that have built that we thought were kind of cool and kind of represented a good use of the platform. So to get things started, the hackathon launched yesterday. It's going to run from January 5th to the 25th. And that basically gives us kind of a week lead time to review all the submissions. And then we'll be making winner announcements at Postman Galaxy, which is our virtual API conference, or global API conference.
Really, all of this leads up to Galaxy, right? I mean, that's what this is about, is really building interesting things and then showcasing the people who win at Galaxy.
Yeah, definitely. So if those of you that are new to Postman, Postman is an API development platform. We got it's a pretty large community. I think there are about 13 million folks that use the platform today, and about 500,000 organizations, businesses, and teams that use it, which is pretty impressive. And the challenge that we're looking for is to really create a public workspace that are really like our containers of all your API development. And what we're looking for is you can, as an individual or as a team, collaborate to build a collection of API calls and requests that are kind of useful for our developer audience, and something that the developers can find useful. It's there's a lot of other things and bells and whistles that you can do and functionality with the platform, but the basic stuff we're looking for is create a workspace and a collection of your favorite API requests, which kind of leaves it wide open to being a little bit more creative. A couple of reasons to participate. One was we have $100,000 in cash prizes, which is great. We'll get into the details in a minute. But also build something that makes it easier for developers' lives, and that's kind of our goal. Is like, can you build something out there that other developers can use quickly and get up to speed on your favorite APIs that you use, or maybe it's something that you even develop with. And also kind of meet developers all around the globe. Again, this is a virtual global hackathon, so we're definitely going to see a lot of people from around the world participating. Learn something brand new. So if you're new to Postman, or in kind of a pro at Postman, the public workspace functionality is brand new, still in beta, and so it would be great for you to check it out and learn something new during the hackathon. And also you can elevate your public profile. So if you're looking to get some more street credibility, and also show your development powers over with APIs, this is a great way to do it. There's some new functionality in the platform that allow you to showcase your work and have presence in the global community. And also, last but not least, be part of our Galaxy conference. And if you're a winner, we'll have a session here that will showcase all the submissions and projects that won and that caught our attention. So getting started, one is definitely want you to join the hack. So you can go over here. I'm already kind of registered, but you would have a join the hack button here. And then we want you to sign up for Postman, and that's easy as clicking here, and you'll go to your to Postman Red site. And then we definitely want you to register for Galaxy so you can see who the winners are, but also come up to speed on the platform. And we have, I think, almost over 70 sessions that are being planned for Galaxy. And it's going to be an awesome event coming up in about a month. And then also check out our resources page for some help. This will give you some, basically this page has a bunch of links to help you if you're just a novice, or even if you're a pro, can help you get familiar with the platform as well as public workspaces.
Yeah, and that resource page, you should really, if you're a Postman user in general, even beyond the hack, it's got all the helpful resource links that you should know about and be using on a regular basis. So definitely spend some time there. Yeah,
and I'll jump to that page. I'll cover the prizes and the judges. So prizes. So this is all cash prizes, guys. So 25,000 goes for our first place grand prize winner. And awarded to the team or individual with the best project. Second place is $15,000 US. And third place is $10,000, the Nebula prize. And then we have 10 honorable mention prizes at $5,000 each. So 13 team awards in all. And then everyone that does an eligible submission, y'all get a t-shirt as well. So what I like about this is that, especially that honorable mention, the 10 smaller prizes is there something for everyone, because I think all of us have been involved in a hackathon where there's kind of some people who dominate the rankings, and I really feel like this is kind of a level playing field. There's something in here for everyone, and like you said, everyone gets a t-shirt as well. So yeah, some cool swag as part of the hack. Eligibility. So, and you should also read the official rules, but at a high level, you have to be an adult where you reside. So in the US, that means you're 18, or you may know it as age of majority wherever you live. We do have, it is global, but for the sake of the awards, we do have some issues paying teams in Brazil, Quebec, Cuba, Sudan, Iran, North Korea, and Syria. So you want to check that out. I know folks around the globe might want to check that out, especially if your teammates are maybe located in those countries. You can also participate as an individual or up to a team of 5. So you guys can team up and collaborate together to create an awesome collection space. But also you can do it as an individual. Those are basically the boundaries that we have. Also, you got to be registered and the team formed in the DevPost hack. So definitely those are requirements. So if you got to be part of that team, if you're going to be get some of the winnings. Also, if you're an employee and former employee, Postman, you're ineligible to compete. But also check out the official rules. We have more stuff about submissions and requirements there in more detail. But at a high level, all I got to do is create a public workspace, create a collection, and have a purpose. Basically, what's the goal of the workspace? And I don't know, Ken, if you have any comments there on the having a purpose.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the thing with Postman is Postman is reflective of the API space in general. So if an API can do it, you can do it within Postman. And so really that's just an endless playing field for you to come up with interesting and useful. But yeah, make it have a purpose. Make it do something that's going to actually make a difference and help someone out. It doesn't have to be a business thing. It could be something personal, something hobby, something fun. But really, just make sure that's what we're going to be looking for, is things that have a purpose and add value to someone's world.
And if you're wondering what's a workspace, Ken will cover that in the second half of the live stream. Judges. So we have a good group of judges from all different platforms that you probably know and love. Again, we have yours truly, Ken Lane here. We have a new addition to actually the Postman team, Fran, who's out in Barcelona. We have Jessica from Twitter, Jason over at Dolby, Alan at Tyler Tech. We have Julie at Vonage, Angel at Circle CI, and Marcel at Dropbox. So we have an awesome group of judges. We all thank them for giving up their time to be part of this as well. So again, that definitely we talk about that street credibility, raising your profile. This is a great chance to also to have these folks take a look at your work as well. On the judging criteria side, just as Ken mentioned, have purpose, build something that will make developers' lives easier. We will be looking at your technical implementation. As again, there's a lot of functionality that's in the platform that is open-ended for you to use. We recommend you kind of take a look at that as well. And also we're looking for creativity. A workspace can be it can be actually really cool, but also may not have a lot of practicality, but it could also be cool in some aspects.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we have an inspiration page that's actually pretty cool with some examples there. I'm going to oh wow, we're already hit over 100 folks signed up in the last 24 hours, which is great. I think we're on a good pace here. On the resources side, I'll just jump into that real quick. So support and office hours. So we do have on our community page, we have a discourse forum created just to support questions and get the community involved in answering questions. Also our team as well to help you. So post questions there, get support. We'll definitely on Friday mornings, Pacific time, we'll be there in real time to answer questions. And so feel free to join there as well on these different dates on this coming up Friday, and then the two next following Fridays in the month of January. A couple of helpful resources. We did have a webinar last month on public workspaces, kind of just giving a high level overview of what it does. I think Ken, Joyce, and Nick from our marketing team kind of played different roles. You might want to take a quick peek at that as well. Check out our blog on public workspaces. And if you're kind of new, check out our 101 video for developers. I also found our Intro to Postman playlist, if for you guys that are just starting, was very helpful. And just going from zero to a hero, getting you up to speed. And then also check out our different workspaces that are in the network. So once a workspace is public, it's discoverable in our network. So you should also check those out. And then lots of documentation on our Learning Center to really learn about the reading collection here. Potato. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, you're skipping out a little bit, but we got you back.
Am I back? Was I buffering?
Yeah, you were buffering.
But just to recap here, check out the Learning Center. Yeah, I'm here. You got me?
Okay. Yep, I got you. Go ahead.
All right. So Learning Center, check out these here. also lots of documentation to help you with your question. Here's some pretty, I put some examples here. Page.
Oh, I think we're losing you again. All right. Well, I think maybe I'll do my transition part, take over for Mario here, and until he gets back, and see what we can make happen. So let's switch to my screen, and I'll continue the conversation. All right. So I posted the hack channel, so you can get to the hack. I posted the link in the chat there. Mario is working his way down the resources page. Definitely helpful resources that you should be using. The Learning Center. The Learning Center is really your key to everything Postman. So I recommend spending as much time as you can in the Resource Center. I know the product and I understand it, and I spend a lot of time there. So make sure and have that link bookmarked and be ready to go. He was showing you some of these workspace examples, but let's go ahead and dive into the inspiration. And oh, you back, Mario? Are you there?
I think we're at a good segue here into Ken taking over.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go ahead and continue. Apologies for that, everyone. But Mario was talking about those examples. We've added an inspiration tab, and this is really, just I have endless links that I could share with you to get you excited about what Postman does and show you the many different ways that Postman can be used. As from my marketing team, and this is one of Mario's roles, is to kind of rein me in. I'm not allowed to publish all those links here. So we've just published a kind of sampling here. We got really basic ones like stock price alerts, Slack weather bot. And if you click into these, they'll take you to Postman public workspace that where we kind of house all of our different collections that we built, templates for different purposes. So you'll see here, there's a whole bunch of collections here in this workspace that you can actually use. And if you scroll down, here's that stock price alerts one that I just clicked on. And you'll see there's a handful of requests available here. But that's just one example. You got the Slack weather bot in there that you can use. But then we also wanted to start showing you some of our partner and other workspaces that you can see how our partners are actually putting things to work. Another one bites the dust. Thank you. So this is Ship Engine's workspace that kind of shows you an example of what a partner is going to look like when they put their APIs in here. Ship Engine is a shipping and tracking and delivery. So you can see how they've organized their workspace as an example. But that's just, again, just one possibility. Again, we've shared other really simple templates like Facebook Friends Reminder. How do you back up Facebook albums to Dropbox? So if you want to actually take your images on a regular basis from Facebook and back them up to a Dropbox, there's a collection to help you do that. But that's kind of business productivity and something that could really help you, make something that's useful in a business context. I definitely recommend looking at, things that are more interesting, cool, and fun. Let's click into the space workspace that we have here. And there's a handful of collections in here that you can use. Asterake is one of my favorite ones. And Asterake, you can actually make calls and see asteroids that are about to hit Earth. So if there's I'm not sure exactly what you're going to be building, but but you might be able to work in some sort of asteroid projection into that. But there's a lot of other really cool NASA related ones here. The NASA picture of the day. Oh, and I'm actually this is a good example of to show you how things work in a public workspace. So I'm not actually on the right team here. This collection is I built as part of another team, and if I want to actually use this collection, so say I want to actually work with this, I've got to actually fork it. So this is how you're going to approach it if you want to use any of these collections that we've shared here as part of the inspiration. So if you want to fork a collection, this NASA one, I'm just going to give it a demo label, and then I can choose a workspace where I want to put this. Let's see, do I have a demo workspace that I set up? Normally I set up, here we are, demo hack. I can fork this NASA picture of the day, and then it's going to take me to that workspace where I can actually play with this collection and actually see it working. So I can come here again. We got the request to make a call, and it requires an API key, and I did not get the API key for this one ahead of time. So I should have pulled the Asterank one. That would have been a lot cooler. Let's go back to the space workspace here, and I'm going to try that with the Asterank. I forgot that the NASA picture of the day required a key. I thought it was a public one. Let's go back to the space workspace here. Let's grab the Asterank one because it doesn't require a key. It's pretty basic. So again, I'm going to fork this. I'm just going to fork it as a demo. I'm going to go into my demo hack workspace, and I'm going to hit fork. And it should load up with yeah, this is how I spent my holidays. You'll find I'm a little obsessed not over public workspaces, but also just APIs in general because I've been doing this a while. But the Asterank one I think is just super cool here. So let's hit send on this, and you can see it actually comes back with all of the asteroids that are about to hit Earth. So if you're new to Postman, I don't want to assume everyone here is totally fluent in Postman. Thank you, Hannah Neal. Just to be clear, it is asteroid projections, not astral projections. As community manager, Hannah does a lot of astral projecting, but this one is for asteroids, so a little bit more concerning than astral projections. But thank you for that comment, Hannah. I appreciate it. So here, just to kind of give a picture of what Postman is powerful at, and what collections are. The Asterank API is just basically URL. So if you use the web, think of Postman. Hey, Mario, I think I'm getting a little bit of feedback from yours. Can you?
Am I? Okay.
Can you mute just to see if it is, or maybe it's me? But think of an API just like a web page. If you use a browser and call different websites, Postman is basically just a browser, and you're calling APIs. So you have tabs here like you do in a browser. You have a URL, but the thing is rather than getting HTML back, we're getting JSON back. And so Postman is a browser for APIs, and you can save these responses. You can save them to your local machine. You can save them to an environment, which is basically just kind of a key value store. So if I wanted to save a certain number of these asteroids and use them in another API call or with another API, I can save them to the environment. So this shows you how you can have API calls, be seeing how it's working, but then you can save them as a collection. And that is really what collections are about, is saving different API calls that do different things. And that's really going to be the key to your whatever your team's going to build, because it's you're going to be defining collections that use different APIs that have different purposes, and you're going to be organizing those collections and using them in different ways. And so the AstroRank is just one example of how you can do that. Let's go back to the inspiration page and look at maybe a couple of these others. Another one, just to kind of get back, back towards where we were at with Dropbox and more productivity and business use cases. Let's look at the Amazon Web Services one here. How's everyone doing? I think that echo's gone now. Thank you, Chico Man 98. I appreciate that. It's a little quieter. I think it had to do with Mario's internet skipping, or maybe it was because Hannah astral projecting. I don't know. Like, that's a little suspicious. We'll see. So here we're looking at Amazon Web Services Workspace. Yeah, it is probably Hannah's fault. I agree, Chico Man 98. It's definitely was her projecting. So this isn't an official Amazon Workspace. They did not set this one up. I set this up. This is my example of what you can do with the workspace. It's kind of an extreme example, but if you look, it's not all of the Amazon Web Services here, but there's a good portion of them are here. And you can see every service that you would want to do to, machine learning. You want to do Amazon recognition. There's, if you've got a project that's got some machine learning that does face detection, looks for celebrities, they have Amazon recognition, probably has what you need. So you can use the recognize celebrities post to do what you need. Pick your service, Amazon service. They're all here. And this kind of shows, kind of speaks to how you might be trying to help folks out with your workspace, and showing that value is a comprehensive collection of APIs that are meant for a specific purpose. And then having all of the collections that help them use those APIs, but you can also do with environments. So see, I've done a lot of work here to set up environments for these different APIs. Now I can't plug in your API keys, but I can provide you with the variables, the base variables that you're going to need, and you can fill those out yourself. And so I've done a lot of work here to help people, one, understand what's available via Amazon, because Amazon's got a lot of different services that you can use. But then also by adding environments and letting people do things. So I'm not saying, that this is the type of project that you should be doing. But, it's one good example. Thanks, Postman, for publishing that link in there. I definitely recommend checking it out. There are other workspaces like this. I have one for Azure and Google as well. You can find those just by using the search bar here. So if you search if you're more of an Azure, there's some Azure ones here that you can use. If you're more of a Google person, you can find Google ones. So this is another example of a more robust business style workspace that you can use. Let's check in with Mario. How's your audio doing, Mario? Are you still back?
I was had it on mute. I don't know if that fixed the feedback.
I think you're good. Let's try leaving you on. We'll just chalk it up to Hannah's astral projecting,
the astral projections
causing rifts in the space-time continuum.
Yeah, no, thanks for walking through those, Ken. We do have an FAQ page as well. I don't know if you want to walk through the FAQ page. So we've covered a lot of questions you may have in the FAQ page, but
yeah, I mean, this has general questions. I think we've already talked about kind of what are the rules, what you can build. I think that's a good as part of the inspiration page. I mean, it's endless. There's anything that you can build, but really, as one of the judges, what I'm going to be looking for is creativity. I'm going to be looking for usefulness. I'm going to be looking for, collaboration. I want you and your team collaborating in some interesting ways and showing how APIs can be used as part of some sort of group activity or effort. So I'm really looking for innovation in there. And while I'm sharing with the other judges, I definitely will be influencing based upon kind of, what I'm looking for there. But with that said, you can build anything. I mean, the sky's the limit. Postman, if an API can do it, it's something that you can do as part of your project. So, what are the prizes? I think that's pretty clear. Mario's done a good job of talking about that. Can you win more than one prize? So the answer is no, but asterisk, you can submit more than one project. If you do a 2 or 3 different workspaces or different types of projects, you're not sure what's going to grab the attention of the judges, feel free to submit as many as you want. I'm not going to put any limitations on it, but with that said, your team's only going to win one prize. So there's not a chance for you to win multiple prizes. Now, I'll kind of give you an example of how over the top you can go. The Postman put in the chat there what I spent my holiday season doing, or because I'm kind of an API nerd. This is what I did for relaxation over the holidays, and I'll paste this link here in the chat for you. But it's just Workspaces at my API Evangelist blog. Here's 219, and I'll keep adding to this list. This is 219 different workspaces that you can use for inspiration. Let me zoom in a little bit. See if I can zoom in. There we go. So I've got everything from commerce to transit to blockchain to podcasts, art, IoT, space, imagery, startups. And I'll just keep scrolling here. I got an endless list of, you got news. So these are all 219 workspaces that I set up. These have collections and APIs for these APIs. They're in various states, meaning some of them have more robust features fleshed out. Some of them are pretty basic. But you're welcome to click into any of these. Really, for me, if you look down this right-hand side, that is the inspiration part of this. Is I needed to see the diversity in types of APIs. This is what gets my imagination going. And so you just keep scrolling down. There's machine learning. And this is in addition to what I showed you with the inspiration page. Hopefully this kind of shows you how you can find many different types of APIs. You can fork those collections into your own workspace, and then you can orchestrate with them in some interesting way. And so, that's, submit as many projects as you want. I kind of went overboard and created over 200 workspaces as part of what I did. Feel free to submit different ones, but you're only going to win once. And really, Postman is the key to that. That's what this is all about. So you're going to need a Postman account to make all this happen. It's all centered around us learning how Postman works, learning all the details of what Postman is, because while we have 13 million developers, there's quite a few developers who don't really know all of the features of Postman. And I'll be honest, like until I started working at Postman, I didn't use a lot of the features. And so that's what this is really about, is this hackathon is you using Postman, you learning it and kind of exploring and then sharing, how you see Postman and how you see the platform in new and interesting ways as part of your demo hack. So definitely, go to town, do what you can. But I think we covered these resources. How does judging work? Read the rules. But once the hackathon's closed, our judges we're all going to kind of review all the projects. So make sure that they capture our attention. Make sure they're well done before you submit it. One thing I'll show you, when it comes to your workspace here, you have what's called an overview for a workspace. Consider this your home page, and you can use this to capture our attention. And just to give you an idea of how I've done that. So if I want to click in, say, let's find one of these APIs here. Let's go fun translations, because that's one you could use in your project. So when it loads up the workspace here, I always link to the overview because I want this overview of the workspace to show up here. And think of it as the home page. And you can paste images, you can document and put text here. And this is your first impression. So when you do submit your project in the end, I recommend focusing on grabbing the attention of the judges here. Make it interesting, make it flashy. I'm not going to tell you how to do what you do, but definitely spend some time investing in the overview page. Think about the documentation for each of your APIs, for each of your collections. Make sure that you have things well documented, because that's going to help us as judges are clicking around in your workspace. This is going to be my first impression when I land on your overview. I'm going to click around, look at your collections. I'm going to run your collections. I'm going to see what they do. I'm going to look at if you've got open APIs or GraphQL behind those collections. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at how you've got them, how you're validating and doing things between your open APIs and collections. I'm going to look at your environments. I'm going to look at if you're using mock servers. And I'm going to see if you're automating with monitors by running those collections in different ways. And so that's just a little insight into how, I'm going to be approaching the judging. And, we're going to have several hundred projects. And so going through and trying to decide which ones are cool and innovative and doing interesting things, you've got a couple chances to really grab our attention. And so hopefully that gives you, some tips and tricks on how to, grab the eye of the judges. And yeah, Postman, make it flashy, make it something, do your graphic design. If one person on your team is a graphic designer, get them adding some graphics, because ultimately you want it to grab your attention and know that something's happening, because all this leads to Postman Galaxy, right? That's why we're making sure things are flashy and bright and shiny. So let's see, what other kind of FAQs?
Oh, hey Ken, well, how about let's on the submission side, we're going to ask them to, hey, send us a link to your workspace. Mm-hmm. And also we're asking them to submit a link about either about their profile or the team profile. And I don't know if you want to kind of cover, like, well, what are those two different links? What's the link to the workspace, and what is the link to either their profile or team profile?
Yeah. So, when you're using Postman, you look over here, this was a one person thing. This was me on my team, API Evangelist, creating this workspace. But if you go to the Postman network, which is right here, this Explore button right here, but this is the publicly available Postman network here. When you come here, this is what shows up when you search for anything. This all gets indexed by Google, and this is where teams, workspaces are all available. And if you look under teams, it's pretty easy to find API Evangelist, because I'm usually doing something here. So if I go to, oh, look, Akamai published their cool. But if I go to workspaces and look at the latest, I'm usually one of the last ones doing something here. So, everyone's been doing more work than me. So here, look at my API Evangelist page. So this is my team page, where it shows all the things that my team is working on. And so this is what you could link to show not just what an individual workspace. You could show what an entire team is working on, and show you could have things spanning across workspaces. You don't have to have 380 like I do, but you can have different APIs, different collections, and then you can have different team members on your team. And this shows you the personal profile. So each team member will have their own page as well. And so this is Ken Lane, just one team. And look, I don't even have a background. Pretty poor example of a good team page. You definitely want to make your team pages flashy and attention grabbing as possible. And so I could do a better job to spruce up my page here. But this is my individual page. And then this was my team page. So I definitely recommend you think about how you craft your workspaces, but as Mario said, how you craft your team and your individual profiles.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah. So that gives you a little insight into, what you can submit. Definitely, feel free to engage with me as a judge. I'm happy to give you feedback on your projects. I mean, that's one of the things that I'm really excited about with public workspaces is you can make your workspace public and you can do your work out in the open. I'm not gonna. You're welcome to ping us with questions. If you want to use the community.postman.com here, we've got a specific channel set up here just for the hack. You're welcome to post your work here. If you want to show your work off as it's being built, you're welcome to ask questions. You're also welcome to just ping me directly. You can find me, API Evangelist, on Twitter, and you can ping me here. And I'm happy to provide feedback. I'm happy to engage with you in your workspace and leave feedback there on collections throughout the process. I'm not gonna, give you an unfair advantage, but because it's public, I will engage with you and share ideas and give feedback on things that you might want to consider or think about. But we'll see kind of how teams work and how teams operate. But part of this is really showing collaboration. I think part of that collaboration is actually working with us judges to figure things out. Looking at the chat here, sorry. Yeah, so basically, feel free to build it out in the open. Make that public presentation part of it, and then feel free to engage with us via the community platform or on Twitter, because this is a public hack. It's about showing what you're building and getting other people excited and even kind of interested in maybe participating, because we're going to be building up all the way until the hack closes, and we want to get as many people involved as we possibly can. So I think that kind of public engagement's a pretty interesting approach to do it. Let me see what else. So I'll kind of hand it back to you, Mario, kind of close up. What other little details did I miss? What am I not thinking about that they should be thinking about?
No, I think one is, think about the team you want to get together. Questions about when can I stop building? Basically, you can work on this all the way through the 25th of January. So adding to it, enhancing it. We won't be taking a look at it until after the 25th, till the hack closes. So you guys can work on it until then. We are going to be pretty firm on maximum of 5 team members. And so folks have questions like that. I think we're just, you have to figure out how to keep your teams down to 5. What else do we need to cover here? I think we've covered most all the bases, or at least getting them up to get folks started, ramped up on the platform and getting a workspace out there. And I think we have some pretty good examples that they can build from.
Yeah. Well, you guys know where to find me. I mean, definitely spend time at the hack page here. I know developers don't always like looking through the details, but there's a lot. Mario's put a lot of work into providing valuable resources. The inspirations, what's here on the inspiration page, what's available in these 200 plus workspaces. But I'm also here to help. Let me know via the channel. Let's have conversations. If you can't find a specific API, if you can't figure out how to use Postman in a specific way, I love kind of pushing the boundaries of what's possible with Postman. Start a thread on the forum. Excuse me. Start a thread here on the forum. I'm happy to chime in and support. So don't just wait weeks until the end to ask questions. Make sure and get involved. Let's have a conversation about what you're building.
Yeah, and I think just as we started, I think we've gotten 4 more new people join the hack. No more. It's like 5 or 6 more people have joined the hack, which is awesome.
Nice.
Great. Yeah. So So no, I'd like to say, thanks for the folks that are watching. Thanks for joining today.
Yeah, well, thank you to everyone. We're going to post this video to the YouTube channel. I will also post it here on the forum. So if you guys want to revisit and watch this, but like I said, look forward to seeing what y'all build, and let's have a good time.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.